You for judging. Thank you for judging me. Thank you for joining with me. I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to fix that error. It's too funny. Chapter 26, Holy Ground of A Course in Miracles. We are reading with the Course Companions group, and this is section 6, Your Only Friend. If you'd like to close your eyes and join me in prayer. Dear Father, if left to my own devices, my perception will be skewed. I surrender to you everything that I think and feel. God, please take my past, plan your future, send your spirit to plan my future. Send your spirit to redeem my mind that I might be set free. May I be your channel, God, and serve the world. May I become who you would have me be, do what you would have me do, go where you would have me go, and say what you would have me say, and to whom, dear God. God, I thank you for my many, many blessings. Help me to set aside everything I think I know for an open mind and a new experience with all things, God. And so it is. Amen. Your only friend. Anything in this world that you believe is good and valuable and worth striving for can hurt you and will do so. Not because it has the power to hurt, but just because you have denied it is but an illusion and made it, bear with me, I'm sorry, and made it real. And it is real to you. It is not nothing. And through its perceived reality has entered all the world of sick illusion. All belief in sin, in power of attack, in hurt and harm, in sacrifice and death has come to you. For no one can make one illusion real and still escape the rest. For who can choose to keep the ones which he prefers and find the safety that the truth alone can give? Who can believe illusions are the same and still maintain that even one is best? Lead not your little life in solitude with one illusion as your only friend. This is no friendship worthy of God's Son, nor one with which he could remain content. But God has given you a better friend. Let's go read footnote 18. A better friend is your brother. What is said about the better friend applies best to your brother, and further, the pronouns referring to this friend, whom, his, him, and he, are all lowercase in the notes, in spite of Helen's propensity for putting pronouns in uppercase that it might refer to persons of the Trinity. Back to the text. In whom but God has given you a better friend, in whom all power in earth and heaven rests. Footnote 19. Matthew 28:18. And Jesus came and spoke unto them, saying, All power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. In the above reference, the one who has been given all power in earth and heaven is your brother. Back to the text. The one illusion that you think is friend obscures his grace and majesty from you and keeps his friendship and forgiveness from your welcoming embrace. Without him you are friendless. Seek you not another friend to take his place. There is no other friend. What God appointed has no substitute. And what illusion can replace the truth? Who dwells with shadows is alone indeed, and loneliness is not the will of God. Would you allow one shadow to usurp the throne that God appointed for your friend, if you but realized its emptiness has left yours empty and unoccupied? Make no illusion, friend, for if you do, it can but take the place of him whom God has called your friend. And it is he who is your only friend in truth. He brings you gifts that are not of this world, and only he to whom they have been given can make sure that you receive them. He will place them on your throne when you make room for him on his. And now let's join in Robert Perry's commentary of this brief but powerful section, which is exactly what he says. This brief but powerful section begins by speaking of things in this world that we believe are good and valuable and worth striving for. Who would dispute that there are things in this world that fit this description? The section then moves on, however, to implying that this amounts to treating those illusions as our friends. Indeed, our only friends. There is an uncomfortable truth in this. It is entirely common to spend our lives with inanimate objects. Our best friend can be food, alcohol, TV, money, our body or someone else's body, our car, our motorcycle, our house, our dogs, or any number. Well, our dogs are not inanimate, so I take that back. Or any other number of inanimate things. We care about these friends, we look forward to spending time with them, give them gifts, and can even personify them and impute to them human feelings. In this connection, I often think of a show I watched on people who have a sexual disorder in which they are attracted to inanimate objects. In one scene, a woman had a short section of unfinished wooden banister, and she was clearly deeply in love with it. She was stroking it while it was saying in a low, dreamy voice, "Can you see how much it's giving to me?" Her behavior may seem shocking, yet are we so ultimately different from her? Perhaps we can reflect on what our best friend is on this level. Is there some inanimate thing that we treat as a friend and prefer to the company of actual human beings? Yet, of course, these things are not our friends. Google defines a friend as a person whom one knows and whom one has a bond of mutual affection. Is food a person who has affection for us? Is TV a person who has affection for us? Obviously, when we treat an inanimate thing as our only friend, we are alone. Jesus makes this point twice. Lead not your little life in solitude with one illusion as your only friend. And who dwells with shadows is alone indeed, and loneliness is not the will of God. He also says that by befriending just one illusion, the negative effects of all illusions come rushing into our lives. All belief in sin, in power of attack, in hurt and harm, in sacrifice and death has come to you, for no one can make one illusion real and still escape the rest. Yet there is one more thing we do by choosing an illusion as our friend. We displace our true friend, and our true friend, our only friend in reality, is our brother. This displacement is not hard to see. While our time and affection are poured into our plate collection or our garden or our body, our brother necessarily takes a back seat. His needs can so easily intrude on our favored friendship. Real friendship is such a deep need in us. Why would we push it away? No one really wants to be alone. If we want true friendship, we need to reverse the current state of affairs. We need to demote illusions and elevate our brother. We have placed illusions on the throne, yet this throne actually belongs to him. We have thus kicked him off of his own throne and stuck our car or whatever illusion we cherish in his place. What does it mean to give him back his throne? It means acknowledging that he is not only more than an inanimate object, but that he is more than a human being, that he possesses grace and majesty, that like Jesus, all power in earth and heaven rests in him. When we at last make room for him on his throne, he will grant us gifts that are not of this world. He will place these gifts on our throne, which has now been restored to us. What are these gifts? They are the most priceless things that we can have in this world. His friendship and forgiveness. In a world filled with loneliness and guilt, what could be more precarious than those two things? Is there someone in our lives who has wanted to be our friend, but whom we have kept at arm's length, perhaps because we judged her, perhaps because we needed more time for our section of banister? At the end of the text, Jesus says that by doing this, you had lost a friend who always wanted to be a part of you. We have no doubt lost many, many such friends, but perhaps today we can make room for just one of them. Perhaps we can clear off the meaningless toys we have placed on her throne and give it back to her instead, in acknowledgement of her divine majesty. Perhaps it is time to leave our solitude and open our eyes to the priceless friend that God has given us. Thank you so much for joining with me today. Day 305 with the Course Companions group. This is Robert Perry's commentary. Section 6, Your Only Friend. I love you. Have a beautiful day.